The final season of The Boys is already sending shockwaves through fans, but what's happening behind the scenes might be even more explosive than anything we've seen on screen. Because this time, it's not just about blood, power, or chaos, it's about transformation. And at the center of it all is none other than Colby Minifie, who is finally pulling back the curtain on Ashley Barrett's most shocking evolution yet. A character who started off as a nervous corporate puppet has now become something far more dangerous and far more unpredictable. And if what Colby is teasing is true, fans are not ready for what's coming. From the very beginning, Ashley has always been one of the most fascinating characters in The Boys. She wasn't a superhero. She wasn't a villain in the traditional sense. Instead, she existed in that terrifying gray area. The kind of person who survives not by strength, but by adapting to power. Working inside Vought, surrounded by monsters like Homelander, Ashley became the ultimate survivor. And as Colby herself describes, Ashley is a mix of fear, ambition, and control, a corporate climber constantly balancing on the edge of collapse. But what made her truly stand out was her unpredictability. One moment she's panicking, the next she's asserting dominance in ways that left audiences stunned. And that duality became even more intense in recent seasons. The so-called dominatrix side of Ashley wasn't just played for shock value, it revealed something deeper. It showed how desperately she craves control in a world where she has none. Colby Minifie admitted that stepping into those scenes required preparation and care, not just for herself, but for everyone involved. Because beneath the surface, Ashley isn't just chaotic, she's a reflection of what happens when fear and power collide in the worst possible environment. But now, everything is changing. Because for the first time in the series, Ashley is no longer just reacting to power, she has it. That's right. According to Colby, Ashley's transformation in the final season introduces a brand new layer to her character, superpowers. And not just any powers, but something perfect for her personality. While she's keeping the exact details under wraps, she teased that it allowed her to explore physical acting in ways she never had before. And if you know The Boys, perfect doesn't mean safe. It means chaotic, twisted, and probably a little terrifying. This changes everything, because Ashley's entire identity has been built around surviving stronger people. So what happens when she becomes one of them? Does she finally break free from fear, or does she become exactly what she's been running from all along? Interestingly, Colby herself doesn't see Ashley as the strongest character, at least not in the way fans might think. She openly challenged the idea, suggesting that true strength would mean sacrifice, standing up against the horrors of Vought instead of enabling them. And that's where Ashley's tragedy lies. She survives, yes, but at what cost? Every decision she makes pulls her deeper into the very system she fears. And now, with power in her hands, that moral conflict is about to explode. At the same time, the final season isn't just focusing on Ashley. Susan Heyward is also stepping into the spotlight as Sister Sage, a character already being described as the smartest person in the entire series. And according to Susan, playing someone who is always 10 steps ahead is both thrilling and unsettling. Because in real life, no one truly has that level of control. But in this world, that illusion of control can be deadly. And then there's the chaos. Fans still haven't recovered from the unexpected and wildly controversial connection between Sister Sage and Chase Crawford's character, the Deep. What seemed like a shocking one-time moment is now being teased as something much bigger. Susan hinted that their dynamic will continue to spiral into even more chaos and manipulation. And if you've watched The Boys, you already know, that combination never ends well. But perhaps the biggest question hanging over everything is this: can there even be a happy ending? The cast themselves seem unsure. Both Colby and Susan admitted that the pressure surrounding the final season is enormous. Fans have been invested in this story for years, and expectations are higher than ever. But instead of promising a neat conclusion, they're hinting at something far more realistic and far more unsettling. In their words, nothing truly ends. There's always another problem, another consequence, another shift in power. Even moments of happiness come with the understanding that they won't last. And that perfectly captures what The Boys has always been about. It's not a story of heroes winning. It's a story of systems, corruption, and the cost of survival. Even behind the scenes, the emotional weight of the final season is undeniable. The cast revealed that saying goodbye wasn't easy. Despite the show's dark and often brutal tone, the environment on set was filled with humor and connection. But as filming came to an end, that lightness gave way to something much heavier. Because after years of working together, building relationships and creating something so impactful, walking away felt like losing a family. Colby reflected on how much she learned during her time on the show, not just about acting, but about collaboration. She emphasized that every single person on set, from the biggest star to the smallest crew role, plays an essential part in bringing the story to life, and that realization made the goodbye even harder. Because it's not just about leaving a character behind, it's about leaving a team that became a part of your life. She even got a rare behind-the-scenes experience by shadowing a director during Season 4, giving her a deeper appreciation for the immense effort that goes into each episode. From weeks of preparation to post-production, the process is far more complex than what viewers see on screen. And that glimpse behind the curtain only made her respect for the show and the people behind it grow even stronger. As for what's next, there are hints that Colby might even step behind the camera in the future. The idea of directing an episode isn't off the table, and fans would undoubtedly be curious to see how someone so deeply connected to the character of Ashley would approach storytelling from a new perspective. But before that, there's one final ride. And if everything we're hearing is true, this final season is going to push every character to their limits. Ashley's transformation alone is enough to shake the foundation of the story. A character who once survived through fear is now stepping into power, and in a world like this, that's never a simple evolution. It's a warning sign. Because in The Boys, power doesn't just change people, it reveals who they really are. And as the end approaches, one thing is becoming painfully clear. There are no easy answers, no clean victories, and definitely no guarantees of survival. Only chaos, only consequences, and a final chapter that promises to leave fans talking long after the credits roll.